What is going on, people? This is the Witch Doctor, and man, it's been a long time since we've done Pokemon Ocean, but it's finally coming back. We got 7th Gen here now. New water Pokemon. I still haven't even scratched the surface of water Pokemon from the old deck, so again, you can comment down below a Pokemon you would like to see on Pokemon Ocean. As of how often I will post Pokemon Ocean, for sure there will be one once a week. As of what day? I don't know, because I don't like having a schedule when uploading. I like to upload what I want to when I want. That's just how I am. I'm sorry to say it, but it's just how I like to do things around here. Anyways, so I asked you guys about 2 or 3 days ago on a Pokemon you would like to see on Pokemon Ocean, and it was actually a tie between Wimpod and Primarina. I actually wanted to do Wimpod first, so I said screw it, let's go ahead and pick Wimpod, and that is who we are doing today. So this time around, I would usually give 5 facts about the Pokemon, but since Sun and Moon is still relatively new, I don't think I can give you too much information on Wimpod itself. But for the creature that it's based off of, I definitely can. Now, what is Wimpod based off of? Well, this. Now, it is a hand-drawn picture, yes, but for good reason, because it is extinct. This is a trilobite, and a trilobite lived many years ago. And if you look at this trilobite, you can see the similarity between this and Wimpod. They look very similar, and I think that's really cool. So let's just get into the 5 facts right away about this thing. Maybe we can make this video short and simple, but hey, let's go ahead and get some facts about some trilobites. So, trilobites are extinct arthropods, distant relatives of modern lobsters, horseshoe crabs, and spiders. So, originally I was going to show pictures of all 3 of these things, but I'm sure you all know what a lobster, a horseshoe crab, and a spider look like. I definitely wasn't going to put the spider, since I know a lot of people are actually afraid of spiders, and I do apologize for that if I ever did post a spider in a video or something like that. But anyways, a horseshoe crab I will post a picture of, because that is basically what a kabuto is. And a horseshoe crab, a lot of people actually don't even know what that thing is, so I decided to put that picture instead. Alright, next fact is that trilobites existed for approximately 300 million years. Insane. That's actually I don't know, that is a long time, my friends. A very long time. Alright, so fact number 3 on the trilobite is that the trilobites' fossilized remains have been found on every continent on Earth, which is just goes to show where they've been. They've been everywhere. Alright, fact number 4, trilobites range from a size of 1 centimeter to over 70 centimeters, that's actually pretty big, thinking about a trilobite that size, especially if you're scared of bugs, because these things kind of do resemble bugs, so my bad if you're scared. Alright, and the last fact about trilobites is that in life, trilobites were covered by a thick exoskeleton which was molted as they grew. So basically, it's almost like a snake shedding its skin. In order for it to grow, it had to shed its old skin to bring in some new skin. Same with a trilobite, it had to shed out its old shell or its old skeleton basically, and form a new one. So with things like lobster, crabs, and spiders, their exoskeleton is basically exactly what you think it is. A skeleton that's on the outside, and their innards are very, fragile, like us, but we have our bones in the inside to help protect our innards. Unlike these guys, they don't. So this helps them out a lot. So that is it on the trilobites. I hope you found that interesting. I kind of found it interesting, even though I don't really like trilobites too much. So let's go ahead and get into some facts about Wimpod. Alright, so Wimpod is basically a pansy. It is a coward by nature. This thing is so timid of everything, it is insane. But it's also a very curious Pokemon, and it will approach people or Pokemon that are standing still. If I would have known that in the game, I probably would have caught one in my first playthrough, but I didn't, because Wimpod is actually a really good Pokemon. Well, its evolution is, at least. Anyway, so let's go ahead. It only has 4 I cut myself off. Can you do that? I think you can. Anyways, it only has 4 plates on it in the picture, which, as you saw in the other trilobite picture, there is tons of plates surrounding that. I was gonna say that Pokemon, that animal. Like I said, there isn't too much to say about this Pokemon. This Pokemon is a coward, and as it dashes off, it leaves a sparkling clean path in its wake, which is, I guess, good for cleaning, because it says they're scavengers. Like actual trilobites, they also scavenge as well, and Wimpod eats anything that is edible, no matter how rotten, which is gross, but it is a necessity for clean beaches and seabeds, which is actually really nice to have one of those around to keep things clean. And for the last bit of information of Wimpod, sorry, I got distracted. Well, I wouldn't say this is information, but it's just an opinion. I think that Wimpod was supposed to be our fossil Pokemon of this generation, but decided to have it as water and bug rather than rock and bug, since all fossils have that awful, not that rock typing is awful, but a lot of the times with that being clumped into the combination, I don't like that too much. So what can I say? I'm sorry, I'm not too crazy about rock, but since a trilobite is so old, this is basically considered like our fossil Pokemon, and I think that's pretty cool. But that's just my opinion. But anyways, guys, again, make sure to take a big bite out of that like button. I'd very much appreciate that. And please comment down a Pokemon that you would like to see on Pokemon Ocean. Now, in order for a Pokemon to appear on Pokemon Ocean, obviously it has to be a water type or a Pokemon that has to do with the water. Those are the only 2 things that it has to meet. And yeah, darkness.